Well, all right now, everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're doing a green giant video today, and this is really just kind of an informational video. I wanted to tie up some loose ends and kind of clear the air, get some things off my chest about these green giants. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, watch some damn videos. Now, last winter, this is what I wanted to get off my chest. I started some clones in December last winter, and they didn't make it. And I was pretty confident in the video, and I left the video up, and I kind of feel bad about it now because the clones didn't make it, but I did add a note to the title to watch the cloning results video so people can get a follow-up on that, because it didn't work. The clones all died. And I was really surprised because I brought them inside, and I took those clones in December, and I did it then because up until December, we didn't really have any really prolonged freezing weather at that point in time. We had a couple nights in the 30s, and it was just kind of mild and 40 degrees, 50, 60 during the days. The green giants were still nice and bright and green and vibrant. And if you're familiar with green giants, when they're in their winter pattern after they go through their fall needle loss and everything, they kind of get a bronzy golden hue to the tips of them, where they just kind of shut down, and they got a little bit of that Jack Frost nipping at their nose, leaf tips there. So they get kind of a darker green and a bronzy brown, but not like a dead fried out brown, just kind of a camo darker green and kind of a bronzy light brown tinge to them, if you know what I'm saying there. And that's what they look like in the winter when it gets really cold. It's snowing and all that, but they had not done that yet last year, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and take these clones. They still look like they're pretty vibrant and hadn't been that cold. And if I got those clones and brought them inside, I just felt like they were going to make it. There was no reason why. Well, they all died, and it was a really weird cloning experiment because they looked still green and bright, and they didn't turn brown and look dead. But when I took them outside in March and that tray flooded and they all fell over and everything, when I picked them up, they were just crumbling in my hand. I mean, you could just take them and they just turned into dust, just crumbled. All the leaves, they just were falling off, just dead dry, but they were still green. It was really weird. So they didn't make it, and I was shocked. Now, moving on to this year, I've had somebody kept commenting on that video saying, you need to take them in the winter and put them outside, and it works every time. So they're telling me to take them in the winter, and I'm like, man, watch the cloning results video. It didn't work. It didn't work. And I deleted that guy's comments because every comment that he made, he was referring me to another person's channel. And I don't know if that's somebody else trying to get views or what it is, but I deleted it because of that. Because I know how to clone these things, but I do experiments. As a gardener and doing this, you only get one shot of this a year. So I've talked about it before, but it takes years and years and years to get experience doing experiments at different times of the year. So you got one shot a year. So this winter, we're going to do 3 different experiments, and that's the whole point of this video. I just want to tell you what's going to go on this winter and what I'm doing. We're going to do 3 different cloning experiments this winter. I took some clones and I did a shard on those clones. It was either September 26th or September 23rd. I took some clones, and those clones sat outside for about a month until October, and we had one night so far that it was down to like 35. I brought those in that afternoon before it got cold. So they got brought inside in October, about October 25th, about a month later, right before that first frost. So those are inside now, and I'll show you a picture of those in a minute. It's over there next to my morning glory flower. You might have seen it in the last video. But that's experiment number 1, taking them early at the end of summer, early fall, last week of summer, before everything really shuts down, and bringing them inside before first frost. The second experiment, we're going to wait until December again this year, probably right around Christmas or New Year's or so, right in the heart of winter, right before January 1st when it gets real cold. And I'm gonna take another set and do the same thing I did last year. I'll probably just do a small sample, 5 or 10 little cuttings, maybe 10. And I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna bring them inside again this year, make sure they get watered and don't dry out or anything, and try it again and bring them inside. Then the third experiment is at that same time in December, at the end of December, first week of January. I'm gonna take another sample set and do 5 or 10 and leave them outside in the cold. Just take like 10 rooting hormones and soil and put them out there and leave them sitting in the cold and see how they do in the natural environment out there. So that's 3 different ways, and just kind of see, and we'll get some more experience this year. Follow along, subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about cloning. But I know I can get these things to root in early spring, and then giving them all year during the growing season. I had great success last year. Actually, I had almost 100% success rate doing it in the early spring. So, I mean, I can get them to root. It's not a problem, but I like doing experiments. So that's what we're doing. Follow along. And I also wanted to mention, in the last video, I talked about using the anti-transparent spray, the wilt-proof. I might put a link in the description. I really think that would be a great thing to add, but it costs money. There's a little bit of expense involved in that. And I have used the concentrate when I've used wilt-proof in the past, and I think it's a better deal. That stuff is so expensive. I saw it on sale, like somebody was doing a clearance or something, and it was like $4 for a spray bottle, the non-concentrate type. But it's typically selling for like $20 or something for a spray bottle of that stuff, and I'm just not going to spend the money. I'd like to do the wilt-proof, and maybe I will. There's a small chance that I'll do another sample set and use wilt-proof, because I really think that would help on these ornamentals. It might keep them from curling up so much, losing their moisture. It might really be a good deal on these. So I'd like to do that, but it's just more expense. And you know, it's a lot of views to pay for $20 or $30 even of expense to make a video. So I would recommend buying the concentrate on that, because you can buy a spray bottle for $20, or you can buy a bottle of the concentrate for $19 or $20 or something. And it only takes like 3 capfuls of that to make a little bit of spray to spray a batch of cuttings or clones. So I've always used the concentrate, and that way you can mix it stronger or more diluted, however you want it. Typically, you just kind of follow the directions on the label, and it works. It doesn't burn the plants up or anything. It's always done a great job. So there's a small chance I might do some with wilt-proof. If I feel like spending 20 or 25 bucks and getting that stuff mailed out, I might do another control set with the wilt-proof anti-transparent spray on them. So that'll be coming up in, first of the year, right around the first of the year, into December, around Christmas and New Year's, we'll be doing these experiments. So let me just show you this other one here, and we'll sign off for today. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody. So once again, these are the clones I took in September. They're in my aquarium with just a single fluorescent light on them. And they are in there. The soil is moist, and you can see what they look like right now. Everything is looking pretty good. I'll take y'all down inside maybe so you can get a real close view of them here. But they are looking pretty darn healthy right now. And that's that tray of those cuttings from September 23rd or 26th, whatever it was. I'll have to go back and look at my chart. I might even be wrong. It might have been the 28th, but whatever. The end of last week of September is when I took those. And they're going to sit there all winter, and I'll put a note on my refrigerator to water those darn things. So every week or two they'll get water, but they don't dry very much in this aquarium with no air moving or anything. They just kind of sit there and it stays wet. So I don't want to start misting them or overwatering them or anything, because they'll start getting moldy, I feel like. If I start misting them with water and they just sit there in that enclosed environment like that, I don't think that'll be good for them. So I'm just going to keep them moist, keep them under this nice little easy fluorescent light, and we'll check in on those in the spring, see how they're doing along with our other experiments. So stay tuned, and we'll check out these other experiments And you can see I left the main leader on these. I left those pretty bushy. I didn't trim off a lot of the sides. I left them pretty bushy. So that's another thing about this experiment. They got a little bit of meat left on their bones there. So anyways, we'll see you guys next time.